Trump has an execution list as he plans to drop the hammer and fire many corrupt government officials and drain the swamp. Here you can see on the Daily Mail. Trump's execution list. President will immediately fire FBI Director Christopher Wray, CIA Director Gina Haspel, Defense Secretary Mark Esper, and a long line of senior officials if he wins the White House. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet, Trump is going to purge the corruption out of our government, and it is great news. Folks, we have quite a number of stories to go over. You see, a lot of things are happening right now. The FBI is being exposed for refusing to condemn the Biden family for their many, many crimes. Here, for example, breaking on the post-millennial. DOJ source says the FBI dropped Biden laptop investigation. So as many of you know, Hunter Biden in his past brought 2 laptops to a repair shop. He then forgot about them. The repair shop owner, after 60 or 90 days, had a policy where if you leave your stuff at the store for too long, it becomes abandoned. And when something is abandoned, it becomes a property of the shop, the repair shop. So he looked on those laptops, and what he found was massive evidence of corruption. Joe Biden was using Hunter Biden, his son, to facilitate dirty, corrupt deals with other countries, China, Russia, the Ukraine, and they were taking money under the table, and some of that money was going to Joe Biden. He used his son as a proxy to be a corrupt politician. And we found out that the FBI had these laptops for over a year, and they dropped the investigation. Is it any wonder that Trump has an execution list, that he's going to fire all of these people because they're not doing their jobs? So why did the FBI drop the story? Look at this. Here on Twitter with Jack Pozobiak. Scoop. DOJ source tells @OANN that the FBI dropped the investigation of Hunter Biden's laptop because they did not believe the repair shop's owner's story would hold up in court. Although Mac Isaac provided them with evidence, they found zero evidence of foreign involvement. So this really goes to show you that the FBI, not only were they exposed for being anti-Trump and trying to stop Trump from winning the election, they've been exposed as a deeply corrupt, Democrat-run organization. They don't work for the American people, they work for the DNC, the Democrats. That's why they dropped this story, because they didn't want to hurt Hillary Clinton, they didn't want to hurt Biden, they didn't want to hurt Obama. They just don't pursue real corruption. So we're going to get into all of this, folks, because I have quite a bit to show you. But before we do, a quick word from our sponsor. Introducing Hero Soap Company. Now, this is a company that sells paraben-free, all-natural bars of soap. However, recently, they've come out with a body wash for people who aren't really into bar of soaps. So, they're selling a very large bottle. It's free of harsh chemicals, completely natural, and a portion of all proceeds will go to helping homeless veterans. Get a bottle today by clicking the link down below in the description. Okay, the Daily Mail article goes on to say, each of their names are reportedly listed atop the president's post-election execution list. Oh man, that is crazy. Which also includes a host of other senior officials, 2 White House sources told Axios. So the first person to be purged, for the swamp to be drained, is the FBI director, who I believe has shown himself to be incompetent and corrupt. So Trump reportedly said he would have fired them both already, had it not been for the November election, because of course the media would persecute Trump saying he's trying to get rid of people, he's a dictator, orange man bad, which honestly I think he should have just fired them anyway. However, it's good to know that he's planning to drain the swamp. The FBI is a complete and utter joke. You're telling me that they had the Hunter Biden emails for an entire year, and they refused to release the evidence showing Joe Biden taking money from foreign adversaries, selling out America for money, for cash. That is the stuff of the highest corruption. A betrayal of the American people, a betrayal of you. And the FBI refused to investigate. Their heads should roll. And they will. if Trump wins. Now, if Trump doesn't win, what do you think's going to happen? These corrupt individuals, they're not going to be punished. No. Under Biden, they're going to continue their corrupt ways, and you will never see justice in this country ever again. Now, Joe Biden knows that he's in trouble. Here on the Gateway Pundit, it's a lid. Trump campaign staff says Joe Biden will not do any more in-person campaigning until the election. Coward. The Hunter Biden story is so bad for Joe Biden that he's essentially hiding in his basement again. Imagine running for president of the United States, and instead of rallying in the final push, going to as many states as you can and speaking as much as you can to get votes, you hide. Joe Biden, maybe he's finished. Maybe not. Nobody seems to know, as the polls are all over the place. But recently, China has released Hunter Biden sex tapes, and it's really something else, folks. Now, there are rumors about some of this material. In one of the photos, for example, you can see, white powder on a credit card, and presumably that was being used to snort illicit substances. However, on the credit card, it says, Malia Obama. Did Hunter Biden have relations with Obama's daughter? Bruh. I can't even get into that, folks. I have no clue. Obama must be seething right now. Do you think Obama knows that Hunter Biden shagged his daughter? Oh my God. Oh man, and he's out there campaigning for Joe Biden. Vote for Joe. Trump is bad. He inherited a good economy, even though we were terrible. By the way, his son even banged my daughter. And Joe Biden himself is in complete and utter denial, just like the Democrats and just like the modern left. Also on the Gateway Pundit, Biden snaps at reporter who asks him about Hunter. There is no controversy about my son. He actually said this. Watch.
Questions of controversy continue to say about Hunter Biden, your son's...
there is no controversy about my son. It's all a lie. It's a flat lie because the president has nothing else to run on. There is no controversy about my son.
There's no war in Ba Sing Se.
He's just straight up lying to the American people and lying to your face. Joe Biden thinks you're so stupid that you're going to think that literally, like the sex tapes, they absolutely prove that everything in these emails from these laptops, it's all true. It doesn't get much more true than seeing a guy's penis. Yeah, how can you deny that this isn't real, that these tapes aren't real, and that this evidence of corruption is not real if you can see the man's dong? That's like as real as it gets, man. So Joe Biden is hiding in his basement. We've got sex tapes, and now we're experiencing just corruption and corruption and corruption. Now, I've got some interesting news. According to the Daily Mail, the presidential election is forecasted to have the highest voter turnout in 112 years. Incredible. With a record 150 million ballots expected to be cast, representing 65% of eligible voters, with 58 million early votes already in. This turnout is huge. Now, to be fair, the American population is much higher than it was 112 years ago. But, statistically speaking, I believe that's probably how they're doing it proportionally, like percentage. We're having the highest voter turnout of all time. And I've got to wonder, all the polls and all the predictions seem to say that it's going to be Joe Biden that wins. It's his turn. I'm with Joe. And so. But is that really true? I mean, we all remember Hillary Clinton, who had a 90% chance to win the election. The polls were wrong, and I've heard people say, the polls were only wrong because they didn't account for collegeless white voters. Okay, maybe. What makes you think the polls are going to be right now? Because if there's anything I've learned, it's that nobody can predict the future. And that the establishment, when they're not lying to you, when they're not trying to manipulate you, sometimes they're just wrong. So I don't believe it, folks. I do not believe it. This record turnout could be a huge landslide of epic proportions. And if I had a bet on it, I'd bet on Donald Trump. Purge them all, Mr. Trump. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you want to support the channel, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. If you want to donate, visit me on DonorBox or send me crypto. Links are down below. You can also support the channel by visiting my merch store or one of my sponsors. And sharing the video is vastly appreciated. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.